she's really just down to earth and just kind of likes to keep everyone happy. I relate to her a lot because I always like to keep people happy, and she like nurtures her sisters a lot, and that's kind of who I am.
Okay.
Well, Jo has been a dream role of mine since middle school, and I just love her because I think she was one of the first literary feminists out there, and she just wants what she wants, and she doesn't want to let anything stop her, ever. And I think I admire that so much. I want to be like Jo. I feel like Jo and I actually have a lot in common. We're both pretty unapologetic when it comes to our personalities. And we're both pretty bold and not shy. And I think Jo and I both strive for passion, and we both strive for uniqueness.
I play Amy March. She is the youngest of the 4 March sisters. And she starts the show as a 12-year-old, and by the end of the show you see how she grows into a young woman. I love Amy's silliness and how she's the comic relief, and she's also the conflict within the sibling rivalry. So she's not too serious. She gets to just go off the wall, off the handle like the little kids do, and she's really fun to play, especially as a little girl. And then when she gets older and she's sophisticated and come back from Europe, it's really fun to play someone very well-rounded with lots of experience.
I think because in a way she's a lot different than me. She's very romantic, and she just is all about love and finding someone, and it's not that she doesn't like adventure, but she likes staying at home, and I think playing opposites is something really easy to do for me, and she really is just a sweet, sweet person and very motherly, and I really like that. It's gonna be amazing. It really is. This cast is just phenomenal. It really is, and all of the talent that everyone brings is just so unique, and you see so many beautiful moments on stage that it just makes everything so much more real, and the music is just, it's brilliantly written.
I play Marmee March. I am the matriarch of the March family. I'm the mother of the March family, and she's sort of like the original single mother. Her husband is off fighting in the Civil War. He's actually an Army chaplain, and so she's having to raise 4 daughters alone. So it's sort of a different kind of story set 100 years earlier than it should be. Probably the biggest struggle I've had is showing my softer side. Usually I play the heavy or the villains, so very rarely do I get to play the sweet motherly type characters.
Okay.
So being able to show my softer side has been a little difficult for me. My last show I was a ghost, so that was easy. But now I actually have to talk to people. So yeah, having to be soft but firm, being a mother, bringing that mother side to the stage.
Okay.
I actually didn't really know too much about this role when I was cast, and as I started to study the character more, I started to realize how unique and just amazing his story is, and how much it unfolds throughout, the musical of Little Women. Professor Bayer, the way he acts and his mannerisms are how I acted when I was younger. I was a very quiet and reserved person who liked to read books instead of socialize, and I kind of bottled that up as I grew older, and once I started to get into the character, I started to release my younger self and start to incorporate that back into myself.
John Brooke is actually Laurie's tutor, and Laurie is one of the main characters that interacts heavily with the March family, and I just kind of guide him through, but I fall in love with the oldest of the March sisters, Meg. Believe it or not, this role kind of hits the romantic side of me. John Brooke is influenced by the writer John Keats, and he was a very big romantic writer back during the Romantic period of London, and really this character is just unleashing the inner romantic that I don't really ever get to use.
So when I first went into this, it was really weird because I had to play a mid-60s man, which never done, that I've never done before. He's very heartbroken. He lost his daughter, very old, bitter, but one of the March sisters kind of gives him a little bit of hope again. And it's cool to see, it's a transformation. He goes from mean, old, grouchy to kind of a sweet man again.
Nice.
Back to when his daughter was still alive. So yeah.
Nice.
For me, I have never been stretched this hard of acting wise. So what I brought is, a lot of there's a lot of learning to be done. And with that, I I learned how to walk like an older person. I learned how to do the mannerisms and everything. I learned how to talk and speak very deeply and rough, and then have that soft side. So it's really cool because most of my characters have been crass or kind of the anti-hero. And so it was really cool to play, again, sort of a crass, meaner person, but then go into that. I never have had to go into a really light, nice side, and it's really cool to do that.
He's very endearing. He's kind of innocent, naive, and so that kind of shapes the way he interacts with people because he doesn't really know how to talk. I mean, he does. He has manners, but he really has no social ability. So it's just fun to see him get to like explore all these other people. You know. First of all, the cast is amazing. Everybody clicks together. There's no like weak link to say. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's just everybody builds each other up and everybody makes each other better. So to see that on stage is really the best part.
Okay. Well, I'm very proud of this set. I feel like it's the most intimate set, and it required an intimacy of this. For this show, it's almost like a play with beautiful musical score. So I wanted to make the march home very real, that, you know, we were sitting in their parlor and then the audience would be drawn into it. So I'm very proud of this set. I had 3 different designs originally, and when I sat with this amazing cast in our first read through, there was this energy in the room, and it came over me that even though we were only doing 4 shows, which I highly regret now not putting more on the calendar, I wanted to go all out, and so the intimacy of this set is going to, I think it's going to surprise a lot of people what they get just from opening the curtain and seeing the set. Yeah. Rebecca Poole came in and did some choreography for a couple of numbers. I love my team. I love my crew. They are the backbone of this, you know, this entire thing that happens backstage. We couldn't do it without them. So what I would like for everyone to know is that our hearts and souls get poured into every production at Audience of One. We do it for the glory of the Lord, who put all of us on this earth to do unique things, to do things that are glorifying to only a creator. He's such an amazing creator, and so theater offers that, and that's why we're here. And to put all of this together for the blessing of exchanging that with an audience, I implore everyone who gets to see this interview, thank you, Angie, for doing this interview, to come see Little Women. It is truly a special work of art that we've created here for you.
I started working with Angie last year on 7 Brides for 7 Brothers. I am the high school choir director at Mount Juliet, and her son Alex is in the choir, so we kind of connected there. I've been in theater my whole life, but it'd been a while because I'm so busy. So when she asked me to do this show, I said, Angie, I'm really busy, right in the middle of the school year, and I said, oh, okay, I'll do it. Best decision I ever made. This is an amazing cast. When we did the read-through at the very first rehearsal, they sang through it too. Nice. So I thought, what's my job here? So I've been able to take these young people and these experienced actors to the deeper levels of the music and find out why it was written that way and what the director wanted. And their voices are phenomenal. Their talent is amazing. So for me to be able to take them and just hone that in has been just a blessing. And I'll be running the sound for the shows back in the back of the theater and enjoying the show with the rest of the audience. And I hope everyone will come out and enjoy it.
Okay. 2 massacres, a mass ball, and several heart-wrenching scenes. Dim the lights, the crowd will hush. Start the overture and Beth will surely blush. And when Clarissa starts to plead, Christmas will exceed our finest dreams. Joe, do I die again in this one? Yes. And you will die like none before. The world will shudder when your body hits the floor. For when Rodrigo makes you bleed, Christmas will exceed our finest dreams.
My dear wife, the war goes on and on. The end seems nowhere in sight. The days are difficult and long, but I am well. He's well. Still, it's very lonely away from my dear ones. Especially lonely as Christmas is approaching.
Never bite your tongue, though your tongue may split in two. If you want to live your dreams, these are things you have to do. How could you change? You can't, not you.
Look at me. Every girl in Concord my age has been to a ball, and this is the very first time I've been worn a dress like this. Anything like this more me.
Oh, I wore this very same gown to my very first ball, and I didn't look half so good.
You should definitely come and see the show. This is actually the musical that got me invested into all kinds of musicals. It's what started my theater career out for being as loving and as outgoing as I am, and I can only thank my theater teachers also in this as well. But if you haven't seen the story and you're thinking to yourself, I could read the book, I could watch the movie, come see this, because it will open doors in your heart, mind, that you didn't know needed to be opened.
Come see the show. It's such a beautiful story with beautiful music, and I think it just tells a beautiful story about family and, you know, just, I don't know, good values, I suppose.
This is probably one of the most underrated musicals in the pantheon of musical theater. It has an incredible score. The songs are absolutely gorgeous. The lyrics are beautiful. I mean, it's a timeless American story by one of the greatest female authors we have. So it's a great show that you need to be able to see and experience.